welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it, the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. I'm joined by some of the best analysis in the game, the world champ, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space, Patrick Price, a.k.a. Iggs. And then over here on the other side, we got the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, how we feeling? How we doing? We had a no show yesterday. I know, Sam, you were a little busy. We only had 3 matches. I think the matches were kind of ass anyway yesterday. But we're going to briefly talk about them today. And then today we had a great set of matches. Some crazy shit happening today, man. We got to talk about it. How you guys doing, man? We'll start with you, Benjay. You doing all right?
Well, you know, I was a little bummed out this morning. My TikTok app wasn't working. I watched Tottenham lose to Everton. It was down bad, but some good football and some good COD have kind of rejuvenated me this afternoon, Tom.
Yeah, I know TikTok was banned for less than 24 hours, and then
14 hours, I think.
Yeah, and then it randomly just came back. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. I know a lot of people were all up in arms about the whole TikTok thing, which is pretty crazy because I know a lot of people run their businesses out of there, like TikTok and stuff. So it's like it was, you know, it's cool to see it come back. Then we got Slay. We got Pat on the other side. What's going on, Pat? How you doing, brother? Looking good as always. Webcam looking great. Background looks phenomenal. Love the decorations in the background.
Dude. I'm a simple guy, Tom. You know,
I like that, Pat.
You got to put the champ check back there or something, Pat.
He's a minimalist.
I don't even think I have them with me. They're both at my parents' house still.
Gotta get those champs checks. Gotta get those champs checks.
I mean, which one do I put, Sam? Because you know there's
both
2.
of them. You put both of them back there.
Okay.
Yeah, can't relate. What's going on, Christopher Duarte? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. You know, same shit, different day. I was prepared for a flank yesterday, and then I got word we weren't doing one. Now we're here, and we're going to talk about 6 matches. Holy cow!
Yeah, 6 matches. We'll try and get through the first 3 from yesterday, like fairly quickly. We'll like skim through them and just give our quick thoughts, and you know, we'll dive more into the matches today. The matches today were crazy, and I love the hat, Duarte. You look great.
Thanks.
Chris.
How you doing, Sam?
Thanks.
You doing all right, LaRue?
No, I'm not, Tom.
What's
I'm
wrong,
not doing good
Sam?
at all.
Sam, what's wrong? Talk to me.
My thieves suck, and Dashy's a cheater.
Hey, Sam, you're calling 3 pumps, Sam? You're calling
Dashy's
3
a
pumps?
fucking cheater.
Apparently,
Filthy cheater,
that's
and I'm
3 pumps,
bringing
100%.
light to the situation. He's a filthy fucking cheater, and I won't let him get away with it.
Apparently, there might have been some snaking. We're going to take a look at that in the Optic
Filthy
Thieves
fucking
series.
cheater.
I mean, Sam is a little pissed off right now because his team got 1-5 comeback on in a map 5.
That's the reason we got 1-5, is he snaked in map 4, man.
So we'll definitely we'll talk about that, you know. And guys, I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to swap on into it, and we're just going to bounce right into the first series. So this is the first series from Saturday, from yesterday. Again, apologies for no show yesterday. I know you guys are used to having a show every single day, but yesterday just wasn't a good day for the flank. So, you know, no show yesterday, but we're going to try in today's show to cover every single match, just in case you missed it. We got the Vancouver Surge, I almost said Seattle, going up against the Vegas Falcons. This one ended up being a 3-1 victory over the Vegas Falcons. The only map that the Falcons were able to take was the S&D, which in my opinion, I think the Falcons have been looking good in Search. They're a fun team to watch in Search and Destroy. They got a lot of passion. But just the respawns were just too much for the Falcons. Both hard points in the control go to Vancouver. We'll take a look at the stat sheet. You had a Booza with a 1.24. You'd love to see that from a Booza, because I feel like when you look at a Booza from last year to this year, you know, he wasn't really being that superstar that we all know he could be. So to see him with a 1.24 is really good to see. You also got Nasty with a 1.14. And then, of course, the teammates, you know, they're doing what they got to do. But they got a 0.85. You got a 0.85 from Hixie and a 0.97 from 04. And then on the other side, you have Xnid, who continues to shine with the most kills in the lobby with 97 kills, a 1.08. KD, you got Wixel with a 1.27. You know, we were critiquing Wixel a little bit just by the way he plays. He's a pretty slow player, but he was able to drop a nice stat line there. You got Roxas with a 0.74 and Doom with a 0.84. So Falcons, they continue to struggle. They still haven't found a win yet in the league. You got a Booza with the MVP here, 1.17 in the hard point, 0.86 in the S&D, 1.67 in the control. Overall, great series for a Booza. Pat, we'll start with you. We'll work our way down. Vancouver, they come out, they take care of the Vegas Falcons. I'm guessing you're not surprised, Pat.
I mean, nah. I mean, this Vegas Falcons team is going to struggle to get a win in general, but they're absolutely going to struggle to get a win until Kicks is back. So yeah, I mean it's a good win for Surge, but I mean there's not much to say.
They're
I'm
struggling.
surprised though, Tom, because I know you said you heard good things about these guys that came in.
They haven't been impressing me at all, Pat.
At all. Yeah, at all.
I heard that before they even played, and then from what I've seen, it hasn't been good personally. And I don't know who told me that. I forgot who told me that Doom is a shooter.
Somebody was
but
lying in your ear.
Somebody lied to me. And speaking of Kicks, Pat, it's a good point. Where is Kicks? Any update on Kicks? I hope everything's okay with him.
Yeah, nothing since he went home. I don't believe.
It's interesting, man. I hope everything's all right. I miss watching Kicks because he was fun to watch with the Vegas guys. He was making a name for himself. So hopefully we can get him back in there.
I did see that Exton has one of the top 5 KDs though.
Oh,
Did I see
dude,
that
he's
right?
insane.
Major
Yeah,
one.
as of right now, he does.
That doesn't even surprise me.
He's a shooter, but if you watch their game, they do be kill horn to be
No,
good.
I know, but I'm saying, like,
he's
to
doing
be
what he
0
can.
To be 0-6 and like you got a guy who's like top
He's doing
5
what he
KD,
can.
That's
I mean, these guys just like you watch them play, especially in hardpoint, and they just make too many collective mistakes. To Chris's point, they leave the hill white too often. They just don't min-max situations effectively like we see on 8 teams. And I just don't think they're going to get there until he get kicks back, and probably until like the beginning of the spring. But just keep
What?
it 100.
Listen, bro. Rock's ass needs to go too, bro. He is not
Damn.
good. He has
The
not
hell?
been good. He has not
Roxas
been
is
good.
insane, dude.
He has not been good. Xnid and Kicks are the only two that have been pretty consistent. Everyone else, they are just not good. Either try more of your academy boys out, or like you're just gonna sit there and you're gonna, sure, give them time, but I don't see it happening. I like I said, not trying to be a hater. I still think Xnid and Kicks have potential. Outside of that, don't know what the fuck they're doing. Obviously, they have their limited roster, in terms of who they can play with, but I still don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see a win coming through unless some team literally forgets to like play the game, bro. They like play with their feet or something, because the respawns are not looking pretty. They do have like decent slaying numbers for the most part from the most of the team, but like they just don't know what the hell to do to transition kills into objective play, or to like get effective kills, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And then also Wixel's play style, right? We were talking about it during the watch party. So slow on the map. Like,
Boots.
he just doesn't move. He just kind of sits there. He plays his iron sight a lot, and that's just not going to work against top teams. Like, you're not going to get wins sitting back and just playing kills like that. Like, you have to make plays around the map. You have to be an impact when you get kills. So watching Wixel, I mean, he definitely shoots straight. He had a 1.27 in the series, but he doesn't move. He does not move on the map. And I don't know who's on the academy team. You got Glow Frosty, you got King of Body. Who else is on the academy team, Chris?
You'd probably put King or QK4B in.
Ben, take over.
thing
I'm gonna
with-
shut the blinds and so.
I was
Give
gonna
Yeah, I got
say
you.
the thing with Hamza, although Hamza's on the academy team, he just doesn't like they don't. Apparently, when Clay came to my channel, we were watching the Elite, and he said that they don't speak English, so they're kind of like 3-comming, like his teammates a Body, QK4, and King, and then Hamza's just playing,
What?
which is kind of insane because they almost made
Kind of
Challenger.
insane.
They almost made Challenger playoffs, and they
It's like
actually
when you were playing
had
with
some
those French
decent.
kids. Remember when you were playing with those
I wasn't
French
playing with the
kids?
French kids. I was playing with Vickle, Super,
Oh,
and
it's Spanish,
Rencor.
yeah, true,
and I
true. I
still
forgot about that.
and I understood to a degree. It was just hard to like calm. Like it was mixed, but like I don't think Hamza speaks a word.
Yeah, that's the
Clay-
dream, bro.
Clay can come in and try and correct me if he wants, or anybody on the team, but that is what Clay said in my chat. So I'm just kind of reiterating it.
crazy.
So again, like let's say Hamza does come in, if Hamza's playing well and they're like, let's give him a try. I don't think they're going to talk English, so I don't know if they're going to want to do that in the pro league. So my bet is, they have to play with King or QK4 or both.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do. My guess is
I'm
Hamza
back.
was obviously the pickup just because they were down a man with the kick situation. But again, I just think we probably all agree, right? It's just tough to see these guys like really play a perfect or a good 9 or 10 minutes of hard point until probably the spring. If they can't win hard points, they're going to struggle to win series. They'll win one off searches and random controls, but they're going to get 3-0, 3-1 pretty much from now until March. I think we probably all agree, right?
Yeah, their situational hard point is just not where it needs to be. It doesn't matter how many kills they have no idea what to do with them.
Yeah,
Why are
they're,
we
they're
going
also
point
they're also
control?
very hectic. What'd you say, Pat?
What was the point differential?
True.
I can't remember.
In their hard points?
In the hard points, it was 250, 214 in the map 1 and 250 to 171 in the map 4. I will say these hard points, like, they were comfortable wins, at least from what I saw. I know, like, especially in the map when the stat line was kind of close, but I mean, for Vancouver, it looked pretty comfortable. When they went into the listen-ins with Vegas, they were really chaotic, really hectic. I even talked to Clay about it yesterday. I was talking to him about it, and he was like, yeah, trust me, like, we're working on it. I'm trying to tell him. I mean, it's one of those things where you don't want to take away their passion, but at the same time, like, these guys got to understand that in a match, you need the small talk, and you need to work together, and if you're just screaming off a straight passion, you're not going to know what the hell's going on. So, that's obviously something to work on. And then on the other side, Vancouver, I mean, I thought they looked good. I think it's a positive to see a Booza frying. It was a great series from Nasty, but obviously the matchup here, we all expected Vancouver to take this one. No, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys,
I wanted to mention something that Abuza said in his interview, because apparently, like, dude, they're going through it over there, whether it's a valid excuse or complete
They're
mental.
bro.
They just talk, like, Abuza was talking about how, like, it's hard to get kills over there in Vancouver playing from there. Which I get it, right? Like, even if it is even ping, relatively even when they're playing against teams because of the way the CDL set up and the servers, they're probably playing most of their series on like 50s, 60s, maybe, just because of how far they are from everybody else. And that's granted, it might be even and everybody else is on the same ping or similar. It's not even close to like what a normal, like a LAN game would feel like. So those guys are in their heads, they're losing full. Tom fucked up production, we're all black screens.
Yeah,
Let's go, Tom.
I don't know what the fuck happened to the fucking the thing, but I'll figure it out. Oh, W production, you would have thought, guys. Come on.
Was it the one bubble that came up on the, like, you had to exit out of it?
Yeah, and I was pulling up. So people were spamming Scrappy tweet, so I pulled up the tweet, and I think because I clicked out of the Discord, that's why.
It's all good. We should move on, Tom.
Yeah, I'm down to move on. Any final thoughts, guys, with Vancouver?
Nope.
All right.
Should have won the series, and they won the series.
Yeah, let's move on to the next series of the day. We got Cloud9 going up against the Miami Heretics. This one goes all the way down to a map number 5. It's Cloud9 who comes out swinging in the first map, but Miami bounced back with the search and destroy. Cloud9 with a comfortable control. They go up 2-1, but it's Miami who take maps 4 and 5 to win the series. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the stat sheet. Miami, almost a red carpet from them. It's Meadows who saved them, and they still get the W here with the red carpet in the stat line. On the other side, you had a 0.87 from Attach. He had a rough series. Again, everybody in the damage department for Cloud9 kind of in the same spot. You got Kremp with a 1.11, a 1.12 from Mac, a 1.15 from Dante. That's a positive. Dante's positive, right? I mean, that's a positive to see from Sib. I feel like Sib's been having a hard time getting kills. And then the other side, you have Meadows with a 1.09, 97 kills on the series. You had a 0.86 from Lucky, a 0.89 from Real, a 0.92 from ROKKR. How the hell did they win this series?
Two
searches. Two searches,
Yep,
and
two
C9
searches.
scammed a bunch of 4v3 rounds like pretty badly in both maps.
The Metals 1v3 map too was inexcusable.
Yeah. I mean, we've been punking Miami's S&D, and I thought they actually played the search pretty good in this. But for C9, you finally got a good series from Dante, especially in the respawns and the searches, and these guys just kind of tossed a couple of these maps away. I had to say that.
It's actually kind of insane that ROKKR has a 0.92 because he pretty much dropped a nuke on them on Vault. So I'm kind of mind blown to see he's pretty much almost even. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, they took 2 good searches, and
This is inexcusable right here.
C9 still has no identity, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how they didn't get the trade here when Meadows was tagged up. And then right here, I mean, this is like pretty much chalked. I mean, Dante's on a bomb. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. Dante was just was he not so far away from the play?
Yeah, he was on the opposite side of the mid hedge when he got the 2-piece, so he wasn't there to he didn't have a line of sight to trade it.
Yeah, I mean,
Man, I don't think that's that bad at Dante because you
Like,
do
he gets
kind
a
of
kill
want
on
to
the late
play.
pinch as well.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like he ends up
So-
killing Real.
I mean, granted,
I just don't know how he
granted-
gets out here. Like, I just don't know how Meadows is he just 2 pieces of
Well,
middle of the street.
Dante had to go up the stairs like because he killed the guy so deep that he was never in position to get the trade.
I mean, Mac has to trade him there. Like that's just
Yeah, he has
what
to
that
trade
is.
him.
Mac
Yeah.
has to trade that.
Yeah, Mac needs to get the kill. Yeah.
You go ahead, Chris.
It was sub versus AR. I mean, at the end of the day, Metals close the distance. I just think, like, if I'm in a 1v3, unless I know where the positioning is, I'm running to my teammates and just spamming Omni movements and doing 360s while my teammate plants the bomb and
Yeah,
hoping
Omni
we draw
movement.
some sort of fire. Because, like, they got bad timing and Dante's across the map. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and completely blame anyone. Like they just got a group, bro. Like together, regardless. Like I don't care.
No, Mac has a trade.
Mac has. I mean, he's one.
There's
He's
no
one
like
shot.
if, ands, or buts about it. Sib is playing a late pinch. He gets a kill. He's deep out of the play. Like that's fine. Mac has to trade him. He's one shot. That's all it is.
I mean, I thought it was
you're
weird
right.
that Dante was far from the play, but the most important thing.
But
is
I
Mac.
didn't peep the health. Yeah, I forgot he was weak.
Yeah,
So yeah,
he
Mac
was
definitely has
dead.
to trade that. I didn't see that he was weak. My bad.
No, you're good. I definitely wanted to talk about Cloud9. I mean, what do you think is the struggles with Cloud9 right now? I mean, they come out, they win both 2 respawns, but they go down in the map number 4. They lose both S&Ds. I mean, this doesn't look like a team that would have S&D struggles to me. Like Attach, Mac.
They have no identity, bro. They have none at all. It's the same as LAG. LAG and C9 are the exact same team. Their subs are the better duo, and they have no identity in a game mode other than maybe LAG and Control. Like C9, you are playing the worst S&D team in the league, and you lose 2 searches. Like they don't have a game mode that they can go into a series feeling comfortable on.
Apparently,
like
Tupac tweeted something.
They're not a great search team.
Oh,
They
yeah,
called
how
them,
about
yeah.
that?
Pot called them.
Yeah.
Bro, this team just doesn't have something to fall back on in a series. And if you're losing 2 S&Ds to the worst S&D team in the league at the time of the series being played, that's inexcusable.
Yeah, I completely agree. Duarte, what do you think with Cloud9? I mean, why do you think they're struggling so much?
I mean, I feel like they started playing a little bit more together, at least in the respawns, and it got them a skyline win. They were pretty comfortable control. The damage was there from everybody, and people were going positive, so they were finishing their individual kills. It looked like they were playing way more together in the respawns. Outside of that vault, I mean, they just fucked up so many rotations. Like they had Lucky, I think at one point was like single digits to like 20 deaths or getting really close to that kind of stat line, and then he brought it back. But like, it happens a lot in this game. I feel like people like they'll have a player, there'll be a player on a team that's just getting absolutely world starred, and the game's still close. And I just think people genuinely just still do not know how to transition kills to like objective time. And I think C9 is kind of did that in this series, at least in that vault. But
Their
yeah,
control was clinical.
Yeah,
I
the
will
control
say
is good.
Clinical
their
control.
Hasi control in this series was probably the best one we've watched, other than today. I think there was a really clinical one
Because
today.
they actually stack, Sam.
Yeah,
Compared to like some
the
of these other
offenses
teams.
that they played were fucking clean. So that was the one silver lining I would take from the series if I were them. The Hasi one was great, but everything else sucked.
Yeah. What about you, Pat? Cloud9. They lose last map here to Miami. What are your thoughts?
I fear Pat said he'll be back in a few minutes, unfortunately. Tom.
Did he? He said he'll be back. Where he
Yeah.
put that in the chat or something? I didn't even see that.
No, he poked me. I just didn't want to interrupt the flow of the combo.
Oh no, you're
My
good.
bad.
All right, Ben. We'll go to you, Benjay. What'd you think? Ben?
I give my thoughts. I mean, I think C9 tossed these 2 searches. They had a couple of rounds they tossed for a man advantage. I think there's a lot to like about the respawns. Gotta go production from Dante, but they're gonna be a losers bracket team, and they just gotta get a lot of momentum on Friday and keep that going and try to back in at least into a good placing at this first event.
Yeah, 100%. And then the other side with Miami, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on Miami. They're a gritty team, Miami, bro.
The searches, that's all it is for me.
Yeah, I mean their
from the
searches
series.
are good. I mean, Sam, weren't their searches terrible before this
They
series?
were 1-7 before the series in search. They're the worst in the league.
Jesus Christ.
And they won 2. That's why I'm saying that like C9 just they just need to find a game mode, because again, losing 2 to a 1-7 search team is bad.
Yeah.
Obviously. So the respawns for Miami have been relatively good though. I think Real and ROKKR are very good. The respawn the whole year has been at least 50-50. So the search was really plaguing them, but getting 2 in this series is definitely what they were looking for.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a positive to see them go back and adapt and get better at their search game. Miami definitely improving, definitely getting better. Congrats to them. They get the dub over Cloud9. They needed that one. Now we'll move on to the next one from Saturday. Again, this is yesterday's matches. We had Boston Breach going up against Carolina. This was the last match of the day. Boston with a 3-1 victory over Carolina. Impressive, because Carolina, they've been looking good all year long so far. And Boston come out and make it look easy, man. 250 to 198 in the hard point. In the first hard point, 250 to 109 in the vault hard point. Can we talk about the Purge masterclass in that one? Jesus Christ, what a map from him. We had a 1.27 from Purge. He had 113 kills with 12,000 damage. And then his duo, Snoopy, had 101 kills with almost 13,000 damage in this series. I mean, that is insane from the sub duo coming in from Boston Breach. You had a 0.86 from Big Wake. You had a 1.20 from Cammy. Everybody pulling weight in the damage department. And then on the other side, Gwyn with a 1.05, but everybody else struggling. Slasher clearly below the rest in the damage department. Everybody around 11,000, 12,000 damage. He's sitting at 8,700 damage. You had a 1.05 from Gwyn, a 0.93 from TJ, and a 0.88 from Reese Viv. To scroll down, take a look at the MVP of the series, and it's Purge, a.k.a. Purge. I'm not surprised. He was absolutely insane. Sam, we'll start with you on this series. Masterclass series on the Boston Breach. I love watching these guys play, Sam. These guys are insane.
Same. I picked them to win the series. I know I've been spewing a little bit of Ravens properly on the show, but I did pick Boston to win this one. Ravens hard point lately. I think they're on like a 4 or 5 game slide right now. So that's kind of the main reason that I went with Boston here. But I just love Boston's game, dude. I think that they work so well together right now that, like Chris said earlier, when someone's shit in the bed, they can have that happen in these respawns and still be competitive, if not win. And I feel like every scoreboard we look, they're all within 1,000 damage of each other, like barring a crazy, takeover like Purge had. But I think Boston's got some of, if not the best teamwork in the game right now. They look great. They don't have a weak game mode at the moment, at least not off the top of my head. They're just a well-rounded team. They're 4-1 right now. Winners bracket secured basically. And going forward, if I'm a Boston Breach fan, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think going into the year, I won't speak for everybody, but I definitely doubted this Boston roster just because, again, like they're kind of just going with the same players where they didn't really find success in the past. But these guys are working, man. And I think the biggest thing is Cammy's back. Cammy's shooting like old Cammy. I feel like Big Wake has been a lot better than he was showing in past years. I mean, I know Big Wake, when he originally got removed from the league, he was really struggling in the slaying department. And I know he didn't have the best KD here, but it's cool to see him dropping damage and keeping up with the squad and filling in his role. The key here with this team are the sub duo. Purge and Snoopy, like the pace that they play at and the fights that they win, they got to be so annoying to play against. Just constant routes, constantly in your face, constantly popping 2 pieces. And both of them are such gritty players where it's so hard when you're dealing with Snoopy or Purge. Just both of them together just makes it even harder. They've been really, really fun to watch. Ben, let's go to you. What did you think of the series?
Carolina's respawn looks a little bit iffy right now, especially the hard points. So they definitely need to clean that up because it's going to potentially cost them at this upcoming major. They're going to have a pretty good seed going in that first winners bracket match. And I agree with you. Everybody's just been on Boston. I think their teamwork is on point. They're overcoming, potentially slow slaying maps. I know Big Wake still really hasn't gotten going yet. I like what I see from Boston. It's just going to really depend for me on kind of the draw to get in this bracket because of the sort of mix in the standings. They may get and draw like an Atlanta FaZe, for example, and just got to get unlucky. But if they can get one of these 3 and 4 teams that's sort of in that next tier, like a potentially a Minnesota type situation, we could see Boston maybe factor in a nice little match on Saturday to make it to winners finals, Tom. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, they look really, really good. I mean, Purge had a 2.25 in the map.
This might have been the most impressive map of the year so far. I'm trying to think of just crazy takeover maps, and we've had a couple from Shotzi and Bruce, but Excellent. Yeah, the 52 was crazy, but I don't know, bro. Purge's can
lost the map.
Bro, Miles was legitimately screaming at production to just watch Purge
him,
only.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
It was crazy.
This might be a crazy take. That was one of the best matches. That was one of the best maps I've seen ever, all time. That was insane.
Was he 37 and 10 at one point or something crazy? He was unbelievable.
I mean, bro, the score was they almost 100-point clubbed him. If this dragged out, he would have had 50 plus. He would have had fucking probably 60 kills if this actually dragged. They were shitting on him so bad that the map ended. But in terms of just everything he did was working. Every route he took, every timing he had, every gunfight he chowed, he won it. Everything was working. It was insane to watch. I'm not gonna lie. That was crazy. I thought that was nuts. What about you, Duarte? What are your thoughts? Boston, Carolina?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it's typical. Granted, at the end of the day, the Ravens, have not looked as good since the minor. They're Sam said, they're on a pretty hefty losing spree in hardpoint. Slasher had a pretty fucking poor series. The rest of them didn't play that well outside of Gwyn. But I will say it's still impressive that we see a team of, if you think about it, right, how we've talked about them in prior years, a team with Big Wake and Snoopy saying that they have some of the best teamwork we've seen so far in this game. That's kind of insane because both those players have had their fair shares of criticism of, not being teamwork players, being kill whores, doing this. So, pretty impressive, what they've been able to come up with over there at Boston. And then, of course, Purge. Just after last year, a lot of people, were saying he was at one point one of the worst players in the league in terms of stats, but he's completely turned it around. And I think his last 2 maybe 3 series, he's been putting up a lot of damage, a lot of kills. Like it's not just this. It's not just this series. Like you go back to his last one, I think he also had a really good one.
Chris, it goes to show that like sometimes the team environment and the people around you affect how you play individually. And I feel like even with Purge when he played on Vegas, right, and they weren't finding wins and he struggled at times. But even watching him, you always felt like Purge was the one trying to make plays on that Vegas team and falling flat. Like even if he wasn't playing good, he was trying to be an impact. I just think that it goes to show that sometimes a really good player might struggle if things aren't going right within the team. Everybody's got to be on the same page. And if that's not working and you guys aren't on the same page, like you can struggle, you know? So I think it's really cool. Like, Chris, I think you hit it on the nose. Like seeing these guys work together, like their team culture, like these guys are a unit, bro. Like these guys are one. And I think it says a lot. I think it shows a lot in their gameplay. I think it shows a lot in their record. They're 4-1. So I've been really impressed with Boston. Like, not record aside, just watching them just do by the eye test alone, like their teamwork, the way that they play the game, the pace that they play the game at, it's fun to watch, bro. It's fun. This team's gonna be tough to beat. You guys got any final thoughts with Carolina? Who's Carolina play next, man? Who do some of these guys play next? Do you know?
Carolina plays Vancouver, and then Boston plays Atlanta FaZe. Those are both on Friday.
Oh wow, okay. Got some good matchups coming up. Is Pat back yet? He's not back, this guy? The hell is this guy? The hell is this slay?
Tom.
Maybe his Uber driver got lost. Word to Benja.
Yeah, Benjay disappeared for 2 maps. Benjay disappeared for 2 maps today during the watch.
Oh my god, bro! I was breaking down. I was standing outside in my fucking slippers. It was snowing. I was actually tilting, Tom. I was actually tilting.
Yeah, you know, Slay. He's got about 5 minutes. He got to be back here. 5 minutes. There's gonna be a problem. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now we move into Sunday, which was today.
Hold on, I got a comment to be made. Is about the Falcons thing because Hamza actually DM'd me. So just to inform the viewers and everybody at home to clear some stuff up. He said, "Yo, why to make it clear? King and QK speak broken English, but call out in Arabic. I understand about 70% of the specific call outs in Arabic, but not the small talk. If I was to go on the main, they speak full English and understand every word, like apparently the main roster does. So." That's cool. Just
so Glow Frosty can understand it a little bit.
Yeah. So
what's his nationality?
He's pretty sure he's like
Middle Eastern.
He's middle. Yeah, I think he is.
Is he? I didn't know that.
He says he understands. So this is the main part. He understands about 70% of the specific call outs, but not small talk. So that's kind of like me with with when I was playing with the Spaniards. Like I understand the call outs, but when it comes to small talk, it's cooked. So.
Yeah,
but he says the main speaks full English.
There he is.
I have Glow Frosty's Twitter profile up, and he's got a Pakistan flag on his bio, so I would assume that his ethnicity is from there.
Okay, Pat, you doing all right over there, bro? What happened, Pat? You disappeared on me.
Had a quick emergency I had to take care of, but I'm back. We're good. Rest of the show.
Hopefully everything's okay, Slay. Hopefully everything's all right. Let's move on to the next series. Pat, you got any thoughts on Boston fucking shitting on Carolina?
No, other than I like Boston, Tom. I've said that. I like what they're doing over there.
You're on Doug's nub? Like, what's going on here?
He loves Doug, man. Pat loves Doug.
I'm not on anyone's nub, and I'm impressed. I will say, though, I wasn't expecting a legacy series out of Purge. Clearly improved from when I've given my criticisms of him in the past. And if he can stay on this, slaying prowess that he's on right now, he's turned my head a little bit. So glad that he's turned it around. But yeah, like I said, I think Boston's a sleeper this year. I think they got a solid squad. I'm interested to see how it goes. And like I said, man, now that Doug's in charge, Boston's turned it around.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Doug Sensor Martin, man. We got to try and get Doug on the show. If he ever wants to come on, we got to get Doug on. But let's move on. So now we move on to Sunday. That's today. We had 3 matches today, banger matches today. We start things off with Los Angeles Guerrillas going up against Toronto Ultra. This one ended up being a 3-1 victory for Toronto. Toronto now 6-0. These guys are going absolutely nuts. LAG 1-5. They continue to struggle. We'll take a look here at the stats and see what's going on. You had a 1.05 from Linz, a 1.05 from Priesta, a 0.99 from Skies, and a 0.93 from Kismet. On the other side, a 1.20 from Joe Deceives. He continues to shine. Joe Deceives has been a nuisance on this Toronto Ultra roster. You got Beans with a 1.05, Kleenex with a 0.98, and Insight with a 0.76 today. Match MVP goes to Joe Deceives. A 1.19 in the hard point, 1.75 in the S&D, a 1.11 in the control. Phenomenal plays coming in from Joe to Thieves. The only map that LAG was able to take in his series was the control. Both hard points seemed pretty clinical from Toronto, and the S&D wasn't even fucking close. I don't know what LAG was doing in the search. That map flew by. It felt like LAG wasn't even shooting back in the S&D. So a really good series here from Toronto. Sam, we'll start with you in this series. Toronto versus LAG. What's going on with LAG, Sam? What's going on with these guys?
I don't know, bro. I mean, them and C9 are the same team. I'm telling you. I want to talk about Toronto. These guys are godlike.
Toronto are really good. Yeah, they're really good.
They're the best search team in the game. I don't think it's debatable at this point, other than if they're playing ROKKR. Unless they're playing ROKKR, then they're not.
Only on Hacienda Search.
Yeah. Their searches are not close. The stuff that they're doing on the map in search, Joe in search especially, has been lights out. I mean, these guys are body bagging teams in S&D. I'm impressed with Toronto. I hope that they keep the form up and this isn't just like a early game situation where they're figuring it out quicker. Cause I mean, you guys know, I love the team. LAG, dude, again, I think they're the same team as C9. I don't see them having an identity in these series other than control. And that's one game in a best of 5. So I'm looking for someone on LAG to step up. I know the sub duo has been playing well, but Linz can't not start a game triple negative for some reason. I'm still looking for Caesar. We haven't seen a series from him that's like raised my eyebrows at all. I know Preston's had a couple of them, but like just the consistency of everybody on the team is not enough in these respawns. And like you said at the start of the series, they got obliterated game 2.
Yeah.
So they need to find their footing somewhere. And same as C9.
Can you guys remember a team? Clip maybe made this point at desk. I can't remember a team.
Preston's had a good couple series, by the way, Chad.
That like their only good game mode is control.
Yeah.
Can you think of one team in the history of the CDL that like has that type of form? I can't come up with one. This is sort of a unique situation because there are some
This core has always been pretty good at control. It's always been their thing.
And I think the controls kept them in a couple of these series where they've sort of lost to close game 5s, but like the lack of consistency in the hard point is just they're never going to win anything. I mean, they got skill depth on the S&Ds, but these guys can't. Oh, they're like 0-4 now on Vault. I think Skyline's like the only map they can win, and they lost to here. Like, I just don't.
They can't slay.
See how this team can't win hard points.
I was gonna say, there's no surprise they're good at fucking control, and they like to play Skyline. There's fucking maps and game modes you hardly need to think, and a lot of it's just individual play. Run and pop a 2-piece, fucking get it. Like it's super simple, bro. These guys need to blow it up. Like I don't care anymore. I'm telling you, bro. Joe, listen, Joe had 3. Joe was 3 in 100, bro, on a fucking Skyline hard point on the map.
He was
3 in 100, and the map was fucking tied, bro. These guys actually just don't understand how to play the game. Like. From a fundamental level, they are making so many mistakes. Their pacing is off. Like, bro, if this guy's 3 in 100 and we don't at least have like a 20, 30, 50 point lead, bro, what are we doing on the map? Listen. I get it's not everything, but this team has zero. This team has zero like teamwork.
Hydra's the greatest player of all time.
He gotta be, right? Gotta be.
This guy won a world championship with these cats.
Nah, but to be fair, 99 Kiz was playing too, and even
Kiz is playing good COD right now.
No, he's playing good COD, but it's not like he's fucking he's not just like fucking hard carrying. Like Kismet had times.
He's not 1.4.
Kismet had times back in like MW2 where like at times he would overshadow Hydra, not all the time, but like a couple times, right? So then now he's kind of just like he's playing well. But
I mean, he's playing all right. I mean, they're taking turns. They're taking turns on his roster, bro. They're taking turns on who wants to turn up on any given day. They can't all turn up on the same day. Go ahead, Ben.
Bro, the problem is they're so bad frontline of hardpoint. The kids is like the easiest read in a lot of situations. Like the amount of times I watch this team, it's hard to read these kids' routes because he's the last one alive on a pinch. Like they just, I agree with you, Chris. Just the way that they play respawn, especially hardpoint right now. Control, I think they're fine. The hard point is just poor, and I just don't see how it's going to improve in 7 days before they need to leave for Madrid. I think this team is destined to either try and make a change before the major and see if they can squeak some points. But they have 0 points right now, right? They haven't won a series.
No, they won one. They won one series.
They won with Preston Pride. They're getting 10 points a stage right now. It's going to happen, bro.
I mean, yeah, if they go to Major 1 and get slammed and they don't make a change, then forget it. Like, just count this team out. Like,
I want to know what the fuck those guys are smoking then. I would love to know.
I mean,
That's got crazy.
listen,
They have good kush in France. Like I don't know. Anyone know? Like,
Dude.
I don't know. I never smoked kush over there, but I mean, we do know how to cookie crumble sometimes, man. Sometimes
you guys-
teams just
you
don't
guys
make
wanna laugh?
changes.
You guys want to laugh? I'm gonna put it in TeamSpeak chats. Funny.
Well, what is it? We can't read it out loud. Can I
I
pull
mean,
it up?
I'd rather not. I mean, it's up to you. I'm not.
I don't know what it
is.
is.
that's funny. That's funny though.
That
You
is
don't show
funny,
on stream,
right?
that's funny.
Shout out
fucking
to David Carlo
funny.
Barlow. That's all y'all need to know, man.
It's a good quote for Dan Barlow. Like,
Come on,
Yeah, I mean,
we
I-
can show this. I feel that's not that bad, but it is a DM.
Nah,
so
dude,
It's a DM, I don't wanna
Dave won't say anything to me ever again. Well, it's not that he won't say anything to me, but you know what I mean? Like,
but
Just
let's,
know Damon's
Damon's
cooking them,
let's
chat.
just
That's
say
all you need to
Damon's
know.
cooking people. Let's
Damon's
just say
cooking
that.
cooking people,
Let's
bro.
say
Damon's cooking people.
Yeah.
I just think, look, we all agree that they got to clean up the hardpoint fundamentals. It's gonna be really tough to do in a couple of days. I think these guys are looking for a 2-player change at this point. Right now, you know, we got a good series from Preston. He played okay in this one. I think the next person to step up and really try and help the team get a W is Skies. He has not had that pop-off series yet.
I mean, bro, I think there's something going on within the team. Like they need to get on the same page as a team because it's not just about like,
C9.
what'd you say, Sam?
They are C9. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They're the same fucking team.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Same
not
players.
gonna pop off. We were just talking about this with Purge, right? Hey, we could have said the same thing about Purge on Vegas. Come on, we're waiting for Purge to kick up. Bro, they didn't know what they were doing. The whole team was everywhere. There was no structure. There was no game plan. There was no nothing. Now, I'm sure these guys have been going hard and working on it. But it's as clear as day when you're watching these matches that they are just a step behind, like some of these teams.
All I know is Joe Thieves ended the series with a 1.2, and he had a map where he had 3 kills for literally a rotation and a half.
But I
And
picked Jodeci's
they
more, and he
still
was
lost.
3-19.
and they still lost.
That was
the
a Beans
series, bro.
masterclass map.
Yeah, which, by the way, Beans has
Yeah.
been fun to watch, too. Beans has been another one who's been really fun
Yeah,
to watch.
he's consistent. He's good. I said this on fucking
Damage
Boston
dealer,
last
bro.
year. I was like,
Damage
yo,
dealer.
this guy is getting done dirty, bro. This guy has
Bro.
no support.
This Toronto team took talent in Joe and Beans, and they brought them to a known system, and they're playing great fundamental COD. This is what it looks like when you're on a good team with talent.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
He was on Boston getting shit on, and we were cooking him, but you could just see watching their games.
Wait a
that
minute.
he was a shooter.
Nah, hold on. I still remember this. Boston literally was like 0 in a million in search.
Yeah, but you could tell.
and everyone's was like, oh, dude, Beans is running out, making bad plays, doing this, doing that. I'm
Wait,
like, bro,
wait. We're not gonna sit here and pretend he wasn't making some brain dead plays.
well, no, of course, but like it's because the whole team was just super brain dead. That like he's just probably trying to like make something happen because they're just
of course.
they're cooked.
I
they're
will-
fried. No leadership.
I will say one thing about Toronto. I want to read you who they played this season. You're going to notice that there are a couple of teams missing here that
They haven't.
I'm
played
very
like the
curious
best
to square
teams
up. They had that nice win against ATL week 1. Vancouver they beat, Vegas they beat, Miami, Minnesota, LAG, and they lost to Minnesota. They have not played Thieves. They have not played Carolina. They have not played Optic. They're going to probably play those teams in a couple of weeks, and that'll be the real test for this team. But if you're a Toronto fan, you got to like the changes. You got to like the search. I think they look good for being a factor in a couple weekends.
Their search is going to keep them in any series, regardless of who they're playing right now.
Yeah,
100%.
if they drop a search, then yeah, maybe.
What do you think
like, right now,
separates
they're
them,
like-
Sam? Why do you think their search is so good?
I think their subs are unbelievable. I think that Joe and Toby work so well together. This is like kind of what LAT's problem is, which we'll get to. But I think that Joe and Toby work so well together on the map. And I think that having Jamie and Ben as just like a reliable, not really going to throw your life in clutch scenarios or give away free bloods, like they're just a very dependable team. They have a good formula with good chemistry in the mode.
They have
And
a
this
good
is what it looks
balance.
like.
Wow,
They have a good balance.
shocker. You put Toby on a team with a player who plays faster than him, and he's having an incredible start to the year.
I got an interesting take about LAT sub duo when we get to them that some people might like or some people might agree with. I don't know, but
Well, let's jump to the next series
thought
then and
about
talk
it.
about
But before we jump, I mean, Pat, I want to get you. What are your thoughts, Pat? We got Toronto, LAG. Toronto take care of business. Any thoughts?
I've been trying to tell y'all, 2025 world champions. I mean, it's just like
Oh,
it's
here we
coming to
go.
fruition, Tom. It's coming to fruition. No, but they look good, man. Joe's been a big piece for them, and I know we're going to talk about Joe being fast now and pairing that with Kleenex, but like Toby's also been fucking insane. The good thing I like, Sam, or I guess it's 2 parts, Sam. Like what you said earlier, you don't want to see this Toronto team be like the team that's ahead early.
Yeah.
The difference, at least that I see, is it was the year before? No, it was last year when like Toronto was godlike in the early. And it was because Insight was playing like the best COD he's ever played in his life.
like a 1-3 every series.
That's at least not happening here, and they're being good. So or they're playing godlike. So for me, I mean, I think it's going to be a bit more long standing than year prior. So yeah, man, I'm high on this Toronto squad as well.
All right, let's move on to the next one because the next series is absolute banger. This one had us all on the edge of our seats here. We had Optic Texas going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. This one goes all the way down to a map number 5 where Optic was down 1-5 in the last map, and they bring it all the way back to win 6-5. Optic also come out strong in the first hard point as a 100-point club, the super team, LA Thieves. Scrappy had 6 kills in the map number 1.
6?
He
Less
was,
than 1,000 damage, Tom.
he said to me, he one time said to me, quote unquote, I will never drop a single digit in a hard point. And he went on and dropped 6 kills. They're calling him 619. That's what they're calling him. They're calling him
But he
Scrappy
did fry in every
619.
other map the rest of the series.
He
We gotta
fried
take
it.
that.
Scrappy
He fried every other map,
He turned
yeah.
up and fried. I mean, Scrappy's obviously an incredible player. I'm just busting his balls. But yeah, we'll take a look. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. It's a red carpet for the super team, Sam. These are your boys, Sam. These are your
My
boys.
boys, man.
The hell's going on?
Maybe not for long. Jesus Christ.
We got a .94 from Envoy, a .80 from Ghosty, a .94 from Hydra, a .87 from Scrapman. You do not see this often. Take a look at the sub duo from Optic Texas, a 1.39 from Hook. He was unbelievable today. And a 1.32 from Shotzi. Highest kills in the lobby with 104 kills. Shotzi putting up a superstar performance. And then you got Kenny with a .84, Dashy with a .98, Kenny with a big 1v2 in around 11 in that last map to close it out. Everybody participating here. We'll scroll down, take a look at the match MVP. Doesn't surprise me. Hook was unbelievable today. Just the plays he was making, the routes he was taking. He was fun to watch, man. He had a 1.51 in hard point, a .87 in search, and a 1.59 in control. Pat, we'll go to you first. Optic Texas, they get a 3-2 victory over the Los Angeles Thieves. What are your initial thoughts? I think a lot of people had Thieves in this one, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, they scraped by, Tom. They scraped by. They got that gritty round 11,
It's a super
1v2
team, Pat.
bailout out of Kin. That's not happening every time, obviously.
Scraped by.
I will say, though, Tom, I think, you know the convo me, you, and Scrappy had in the team speak the other night? I think I may have gotten in his
Yo,
head a
Pat,
little
did
bit.
you break Scrappy?
Oh,
Did you
shit.
break him?
It was a good
I got in his
combo.
head a little bit.
Good combo.
Pat, I appreciate you coming in for backup, by the way, because I was arguing with
of course.
Ernie,
I
and I
couldn't
needed
let
you, Pat.
you. Yeah, I couldn't let that go on much longer. But yeah, I fear that we may have gotten him in his head a little bit. It's going to take a couple weeks probably for him to get back to normal form after that. But yeah, I mean, it was a gritty win. Obviously, a Game 5 round 11 between two top teams is always insane. I'm really surprised that Thieves lost that 2v1. I don't know why they played it the way they did. Like, again, we talked about it, bro. The only way you win 2v1s like that is when both players aren't committed 100% to the chow on the one player. Like, the fact that they gave Ken that like split second of difference, that should never happen in any 2v1 in any game mode. But yeah, man, it was a gritty win. Hugh, obviously, Tom, as you mentioned, the MVP of this series.
He was unreal today,
I just don't know how
He
many
was-
series we're
he was
going to
great.
get out of Kyler like that, though. Like,
I had one
this was
yesterday,
obviously
too.
one. Yeah, but I mean, we've talked about this like before, Sam. Like, what Kyler does online, and it's not that he can't perform on LAN. It's just something about the play, like statistically, the way he plays online is just different. I experienced it firsthand, I know people are going to be like, what? Like, Kyler sucks on LAN? No, I'm not saying that, but I just don't know if you're getting that out of him consistently. But yeah, I mean, obviously, a gritty win, round 11, a good clutch up out of Ken. And finally, because he still hasn't played well. I know
He's
we
been
were
struggling a
harping on
little
him
bit,
on Friday, I believe. Like, but to be able to kind of vet move, bail him out in a round 11 is always tippable.
Yeah.
I mean, Pat, you watch Optic play and they play with a lot of confidence, and sometimes the overchalls get them in trouble, and I think that's what we're waiting to see potentially for Collar or Land. But we watched back this 5v5 round, and the way that Thieves play Search, like, to me, doesn't seem like a confident team. They play a little bit scared, and after they kind of blew that 5-1.
No, I don't agree with
Well,
that. I don't agree.
I mean,
with that at all.
I don't think
Bro,
they. I don't
Thieves
think
were
they play
flawless
scared.
in search until they went up 5-1.
That round 11, they were shitting themselves.
The round
Oh, yeah,
11,
that
they
round
shit
11.
themselves. The round 11, they did shit themselves.
I don't agree with the overall sentiment that Ben has, but in that round 11, they were shitting themselves. They rotated B to A 4 times.
To be fair,
To be fair,
that was the
they
point I was
did-
trying to make.
To be fair,
let's
they
talk about
did
their
make
game in
pretty
general.
good read in terms of like how Optic had them in like a trap. And like if they did like heavily commit to a rotation, they probably would have like ran into a wall and died. So the way they played it wasn't bad until the 2v1, in my opinion.
I mean, Optic definitely adapted. They definitely
Yeah.
adapted. I actually thought Thieves was playing the search as well until the comeback started. and I think
they
a lot
adapted
of that,
and
I think
LAT didn't.
a lot of that came from just Optic adapting. And I don't know who made the play calls for Optic and who was kind of calling the shots over there, but you can tell that they started kicking up. They started kicking up the pace. They started changing the momentum. The momentum completely swung. And it was good to see because originally in the S&D, like when it first started, it looked like almost Optic was lost a little bit for a second in the searches. Like these are winning rounds like so easily. But then to see them like adapt and bring that one back, I mean, that was incredible to see. I feel like this is like another situation where, remember when Sim clutched the 1v4 and FaZe has just been great ever since that moment? Like, and now that Optic has his 1-5 comeback, like these guys are about to be delusional in search. At least that's what I think. I think like this was a big confidence booster for them going into their next.
For Optic.
Yeah, for Optic, I think it was a big.
No,
I
no,
think
they've
them
been
winning
playing-
5
they've been
rounds
playing-
like that and winning
They've
like
been good at search.
They've been playing confident S&D. I mean, you can argue again that they play
Yeah, they
sometimes a
haven't been
little
bad
bit too
search.
confident and they kind of give away free bloods.
Mhm.
We're not really probably see that play into
Well, I mean,
like a
that's-
Toronto
I mean-
or a FaZe.
I was gonna say that's why LAT went up on them by so much. Like LAT was playing pretty passive, like the first couple of rounds, and they were going up, and or like even like towards the comeback, and they like Optic was running into them, and I think Optic kind of adapted to it, and then they started to bring it back.
Mhm.
Yeah. I got it.
Where's
Doesn't
this
matter.
snaking clip? Anybody got it?
I have
think-
it.
Yeah, okay.
I
Ben hasn't
I
put it
tweeted
in
it
the
out.
game.
mentions.
Oh, wait, I think I have
You
it.
tagged all 4 of us. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I have Nate Shot losing full. Hold on, let's watch this real quick. Let's see what's going on with Nate Shot here. He's playing Marvel.
Green wall, GG's. I know, bro. I'm happy for y'all. Leave me alone. Leave me out of this, dude. I got Sin City on my ass. I got fucking Optic face fucking me. Yeah. Holy shit. I hope we win an event, dude, this year, because I am going to be fucking insufferable, gentlemen. I mean, I'm not going to let you green wall motherfuckers hear the end of it. Y'all better wait. Y'all better hope you win every event.
They crash out.
Is that it? Is there
Was
more?
this as they lost? Like, was
This was right after they lost.
That's what after they lost. Tom, that's the sneaking clip
Nice
from
and
the
easy.
skyline.
Let me
He's
take
not
a
even
look
watch
here.
party?
No.
Nah, he hasn't been watch partying.
Because well, to be fair, he's been getting like 10,000 viewers playing Marvel Rivals on Twitch. I don't know why I would get off if I were him.
He's been getting a lot of viewers playing Marvel, man.
Yeah, I'm not getting off
where'd
to
you
go to
send it,
YouTube for
Ben?
1,000 either if I'm him.
Benjay, where'd you put it?
It's in the chat. You
The
scroll
chat, I mean, I'll
If I
spam it a
had,
million
if I
times.
had 10K viewers, bro,
Oh,
yo,
my
Tom,
chat.
yeah, I'm not running the flank today, bro. If I had 10K viewers.
10,000 viewers on Marvel is he's killing it. We'll take a look here. Snake or nah? Look at Ben linking his own tweet. Look at this guy. Snake it or nah?
Shout out my guy Master King for the clip.
Let's see what's going on here. So you can see Brucey right there up top. You guys be the judge. Was Brucey snaking in this clip?
Yes, we get to see the L points back.
Absolutely, bro. There's no combo, man. He wants to-
Absolutely. Listen, granted, it might not have been like intentional, like he's just tweaking, spamming his stick. He snaked 3 times.
Oh,
Also,
that is intentional. That's the
Okay,
problem.
okay, I
is
was
these
gonna say-
players have ingrained it that when they're behind cover, this is their play style. That's the issue.
Also, I just listen, bro. I saw delusional takes, bro. People said, "Oh, because he chowed in between pumps, he wasn't snaking." Secondly, you're looking at the POV from this guy down low. We got to see the POV of the guy top cat because he's absolutely going through it. Seeing this guy, like it's cap, bro. Like, come on.
His second pump looked a little weird, but he did.
Wait,
he
Chad saying the
def-
third one is a crouch is absolutely wrong, by the way.
Bro, who cares? It's a snaking is not about the actual. It's the intention behind what you're doing, bro. If you're behind cover and your intention is to sprint and prone constantly, you are snaking.
Whether to stay alive,
I
or
don't
the
think that's the
information,
reason
or
LAT
to
lost.
chow.
one pump or 50 pumps.
That's the
bro.
reason LAT
It's
lost right
snaking.
there.
Also,
It's a mentality.
bro, at the end of the day, bro,
Yo, Sam, you're an idiot.
I will die. I will die on this hill. That is 100% red card. Whether remember, but however, whenever they were
I'm the
talking
GA.
about
Come
it.
here. Suddenly I went blind. You good, Brucey? I got you.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
no,
you
no,
said
I was
that.
gonna say,
Forgive me, no card?
Nah, no
Brucey's
card on
gifted
the
in chat
play.
right now.
Good, bro.
I was gonna
Brucey
say-
slipped
I
me
was gonna say-
100.
I was gonna say, regardless if it was
Nah,
a
he
red
slipped
card,
me 100,
regardless
man.
if it's a red card or not, it's at the end of the day. I think Scrappy was talking about how like you should look at like the intention or like how it like played out in the game and or what it could have
So
affected.
they should be banned for a couple days. Oh, listen,
I'm
if
down.
this,
Ban him and
if
give
this
us the
ends
points.
up with one, them
Give
getting
us
punished
the
with no
points.
scrims or 1 day of scrims, the pros once again do not know how to manage this process. How are talking about
Yeah,
it?
they
I'm
don't.
curious if
They
they do
actually
have to get
don't.
banned.
The pros are
Is it
lost
'cause-
when it comes to this shit,
'Cause
bro.
I love Brandon too, but like to me, this seems like a snake, and I'm sure the pros will be pussies and do nothing about it.
Damn, man. Damn. I mean,
That's how I see it, bro.
in all seriousness, yeah, it did look like he threw in an extra pump there. It looked like 3 pumps. Again, this comes down to the pros. What do the pros want to do about it? What are they going to say about it? What's the punishment about it? From my
Absolutely
understanding,
All right,
fucking
now,
nothing,
now
Tom.
tweet the
That's what they're
fucking
gonna
red
do.
card
Dante
now.
pumped 9 times. Didn't he pump 9 times? And didn't he get a 1
They
day?
got 1 day. They got 1 day, Tom.
He got a 1 day suspension. I mean, dude.
1 day suspension with a warning and scrims prior to that.
I mean,
match as
bro,
well.
that's insane because a 1 day suspension.
I'm smiling at
it's
that.
still
Day
worth it.
off.
That's what I'm saying. It's worth
Day
it.
off.
The snake.
Listen, Tom, you got to tweet the red card, bro.
You think so? Do you think I got to tweet the
Yeah.
red card?
Yes, you got it.
I think you got it, bro.
You've given MC
It's right
red
here, Tom.
cards.
Wait,
You've
is
given
Austin in the
Dante
chat
red
still,
cards.
bro?
You've
Hold on.
given plenty of people red cards. You got to
Slasher
tweet the
in the
red
chat.
card.
Slasher
Alright,
was typing
we'll tweet
earlier,
it.
bro. Bro, Austin, 1 day suspension. Are you kidding me? He in the GA chat.
A 1 day suspension makes no sense, dude. Makes no sense.
That's
I'm
a
gonna be
day
honest.
off. I'm cheesing. Good shit, Dante. Bums.
You gotta sell. You know, want to stay mad? Nice. Take a day off. Relax.
Absolutely.
Also, so we're still talking about the Thieves stuff. I want to give my sub
Get your take in.
duo
Yeah, let's hear
my
it.
take in. So I mean, this also stems. So after a show for my girlfriend's birthday, me and Adam were hanging out at like my crib.
Adam
We were just talking
Assault.
about COD.
You're talking about Adam Assault.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Say
and Assault
gamer
were talking about
tags. Say
COD,
gamer
and
tags.
Assault's been around for a while. So like, you know, sometimes we just like talk about COD and our careers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he carried
And
Pat
we
to
were
a world
having this
championship.
random conversation about
I
like
didn't watch.
how certain players were always really good depending on like their team's willingness to like listen to them and like set them up, right? So setup players. For example, we'll give you one. Shotzzy, the most obvious one. If you know Shotzzy or like watch him play in anything serious or in tournaments and stuff like that, you'll know that Shotzzy, when he realizes a play, he'll go and start to execute his play, but he will tell his teammates what they need to do in that scenario to make him successful, right? And when I'm looking at this Thieves duo, and it kind of just had me with this realization, I feel like with Envoy and Hydra, they are both similar in the sense that they are almost like both set up submachine guns. Envoy likes to make plays constantly. Hydra likes to make plays constantly. And Envoy, you've teamed with him. He's vocal in when he's making these plays and like, again, how to set him up to make that successful. I feel like Hydra's the same way. And I feel like when you look at a duo like Hook and Shotzzy, Hook complements Shotzi's play style way more because of the fact that like Shotzzy will make those plays while Hook obviously is just applying that constant pressure and he's not afraid to die and set up his teammates. While I'm not saying that Hydra and Envoy won't make selfless plays because that's delusional. They're champions. They know how to play the game. But I feel like their play styles, at least in hardpoint, don't complement each other nearly as much as other people might think. And because they're both essentially set up players in response.
I mean,
That's
Shotzzy
just
loves
my
playing.
take.
Shotzzy does love playing with Hook. I mean, he's mentioned it a lot. I mean, he's talked about Hook and how he just likes playing with him. I think just his aggression alone, like it's easier for Shotzzy to kind of bounce off of him. I mean, granted, with AG they won a world championship together. So I mean, Shotzzy, I'm sure Shotzzy loved playing with AG too. But I think with Hook, it just, consistency is an important thing, especially on land, right? And he has been consistent. I mean, this year so far, Hook has been great. But Duarte, I don't think it's a bad take, honestly.
Well,
I agree with you.
And
I agree with your take.
I also want to say, to be fair, we could just have a case of maybe like Hydra is not as good at this game, even though because he hasn't been like super impressive. He's been good, but like when we think of Hydra and how he's played in past
You
games,
think a takeover.
you think takeover power, right?
That's what I said prior to the series.
So
too.
it could be a game thing. It could just be a meshing thing. But like, if you're just looking at it from the, his teammates and his duo, they both are setup subs. They both have that like playmaking ability where his teammates need to help him out. And if they're both caught in that loop, they almost have like an identity crisis in hard points, at least. Control way different, search way different modes. So,
I mean,
Wait, what do you think it was at
they
the
could still
beginning
be
of the
good.
game?
I mean, they were last in first bloods in S&D.
Well,
Do you
at the
think that
beginning of-
subbed?
Yeah,
at the beginning of the
because I think it
game-
was just like honeymoon. They're fucking vibing. Our team's
Yeah,
godlike. They were good at rewind.
Hey, also, people they were gonna rewind, but yeah, of course, people like don't learn as fast, right? People are ahead. Like, I'm not sure how far this is going or how well this is gonna age, but for God's sakes, Ravens is like really ahead. Like, did any of us think they were gonna be that from a town perspective? No. So like, it just could be a game thing. It could have been them just like getting ahead early. Who the fuck knows? They could prove me wrong by any stretch of the imagination. But like I said, I just think they both have very similar play styles in hardpoint, and that's doing them no favors.
Listen, these guys, with the way they play search right now, the lack of first bloods, like they're going to lose major one because of this. So they got to figure out and deepen their S&D playbook, start playing. I'm glad that they expanded their S&D map pool in this series. Like keep getting other reps in these S&D maps because if they play this way, they're going to get 3-1, 3-0'd by Toronto, FaZe, and probably not go game 5 next time against Optic. Like it's a big problem.
Slaya, what do you think it is, Pat? Why are Thieves struggling in hard points with the roster that they have? I mean, what do you think it is? They lost both hard points today to Optic. One of them was a 100-point club.
Scrap had 6.
Yeah, I mean, anyone going 6-19, you're losing.
That's very true, Sam. That's a very good point.
So that one's kind of chalked. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of agree with Chris on the SMG playstyle thing. I mean, granted, this is mainly because it's like they obviously made this team before BO6 came out. And we've seen with like the pace at which BO6 plays and the size of these maps and the speed, like I don't know if Envoy and Hydra duo syncs as well as it would have in another title. So I do kind of agree with that. But also I think they're struggling from, and we've seen it in the past, like a lot of these players on this squad are used to just being absolute takeover and winning teams games. And it's hard to do that when you're also competing against, there's only so many kills on the map and so many power positions and whatnot. So yeah, just until they are able to get on the same page slaying wise, I think it's going to be tough for them to dominate.
I only counter that, Pat, is then we've talked about a bunch that this team has blown away advantages, and we saw it today in that round 11. We've talked about it in a couple of other series we played.
Stuff. I mean,
no, but it's not just search. Like it's happened in a couple of respawns as well. Like, what do you think is maybe the root cause of that issue? They're playing 8 minutes of a 10-minute map, and they like to get back in the last 2 minutes.
They're still a very new team, right? Like we gotta also. This, like I know we're in January now, we're almost to major one. This is still very early into this team being formed, and it doesn't surprise me that after the honeymoon period ends, like there is some kinks that need to get worked out. But I mean, I honestly have full faith that this team is going to be in the grand finals at the event on LAN. So I think it's just one of those things where give a little bit more time, a little bit more rep. I think they're obviously late after the holidays. I forget like. I forgot what game it was, but like, especially when you come back from a holiday break and you take some time off, like there can be an extended period where you just haven't got back in the perfect flow of things. So for me, I'm going to give them a little bit more time. They're still obviously playing teams extremely close, even though they're throwing away scenarios. So I think they'll be fine. I think it's just going to be ironing out these kinks and getting back to where they know they can play.
Yep. Then the other side, Optic, any final thoughts on Optic? Any thoughts on them?
Hold on. I wanted to hear from Sam. Because I gave that take, and I know Sam probably has. So Sam obviously played with Envoy and stuff like that. So like, I kind of want to know.
I think
he
that
got the nub.
True. Well, two points. One, I think that Chris's point is almost more important in search than it is in hardpoint right now. Because I think in hardpoint, like they could just out talent people, and I think that they, like at least in the early game, they had a good understanding, and I don't think that that's just like miraculously gone. So I think that they have a way to learn how to play hardpoint well. Their search, on the other hand, like they're dead last in the league in bloods. Like this is, I think the third or fourth, like 5-1, 5-2 lead that they've thrown away. So I don't know if that's a product.
Wait, they've thrown away that many leads?
I did not know this.
C9 FaZe and Optic, they were at 5-1 or 5-2 in all of those games, and they either went round 11 or they lost.
They got no ice.
So I don't think it's. I mean, it is lack of ice because they're not winning the maps, but I don't think they have any like mid game adjustment or like understanding of what the other team is doing, because I think Ant went from like 2-7 or 1-7 to like 9-7 at the end of the game. Like Ant clearly understood what LAT was doing enough to the point where he could get 8 kills in a fucking row without any adjustment from LAT to try to counter how Ant was playing. Or they just seem like they have a one-dimensional way of playing search, and when it doesn't work after the first couple of rounds, they don't look like they have a way of resetting in search. And that's what happened in this year. Exactly, they don't have a plan B.
Yeah, that was the difference.
First map, they got fucking obliterated. Like Scrap had 6, bro. I'm not gonna talk about first map. Their second map was clinical. But like the game 5, you're up 5-1. You need to have a round where you can call something to just end the game. You got to have. Granted, there was a couple blind hits. Like they had like a B blind counter Optic Planet A for a post plant. There was a couple of just unfortunate things that did end up happening, but it's a theme now with this team that you get a big round lead in a search and destroy, and you keep teams in it. It's been happening the whole year. So they need. That's something I think that if they had a way to end these searches a little bit quicker, our outlook of the team would be different. But that's why I was asking you, Chris, if you thought that issue was in hardpoint or search, because in search specifically for me, I don't think this sub duo is working well at all. You cannot be dead last in the league in bloods with Envoy and Hydra. You can't.
I mean,
That's
sure, that's
insane.
You can't.
Would you argue they have too many clutch players in S&D and not enough like initiators?
I think Dill can be that, and I think Paco is that as well. Like Paco's like opening duel win percentage is probably one of the worst in the league, along with Dill. So he's in the opening duel, but he's just not winning it. And I don't know if that's a product of just not taking the right routes or what it is. But like I think I looked at it with Ben the other day. Like they are near the bottom, if not at the bottom, in terms of opening duel win percentage. So they're in the gunfights, but they're just not fucking winning them. So I don't think it's a role thing or a playstyle thing, Pat. They just need to figure out how to get the bloods because they are dead fucking last.
So I just looked it up. After this set of matches, they're actually second to last because somehow Vancouver is worse. They're sitting at 44%.
They're there. They're doing the Tyler Beasy. They're taking the routes. They're in the gunfights. They're just not winning them.
Apparently, Shotzi said on stream, shout out to Juicy in the chat, he said, Shotzi said that they noticed that Thieves were giving up sites entirely and that they just had to get the bomb down. Like
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know why, bro. I'm always that guy. I hate playing retakes.
That's a great call from Ant. That's a fucking, sorry to cut you off, but like that's an incredible mid-round or mid-game call from Ant to just like understand that. And I don't think that anyone on LAT is doing that because you don't go up 5-1 and let Shotzi get 7 kills in a row to go to around 11.
Yeah.
Without, obviously, there was some unfortunate stuff, but.
You also don't play retakes when you have the talent that they do. Like,
yeah, I hate it, Pat. I fucking hate it.
As a team that is probably the most talented team in the league is insane because retakes means the other team has the advantage. Like, why not make it an even playing field where it can come down to a straight up gunfight, where no one's having to retake? That just seems dumb in general.
There was a couple blind kind of rounds after they went up 5-1. I think there was like 1 or 2 like 4 hits that LAT had to try to counter a B hit, and Optic ended up going A, or vice versa.
There will always be some bombs that are always going to be a retake situation, like red card UCA. You just can't retake B. But like we just don't know yet if Hosty, like you can just do a good job of denying bomb plant, considering like how many walls you can bang through at A, fences, and on B like how many angles you can get into B2.
I think Thieves really tried too hard to kind of just be like, okay, we're up 5-1. Let's just like blind like group at a bomb site and hope like they just run into it. Like they're bound to run into the trap one round, and then Optic just never ran into the trap and they just came back. That's what it felt like. But then like why don't like you just death ball across the map then? Does that not work in this game? Like can you not force the trades? No, it does.
You can. Then you run into Kenny 1v2 round 11.
Yeah.
Dylan would have won that if he just didn't sprint. I don't know.
No. The reason he
think
sprint,
that he ran? Did he think
Maybe
that
he
he ran?
Yes,
he ran and slid. I think
because he was
committed to a slide.
He was trying to chase because he thought Kenny was trying to get away, but then Kenny committed the gunfight. Like Kenny did such a good job of positioning himself behind like the balcony hop up.
Prone.
Well, no, but that's the thing. Like he line of sighted it. It looked like he's like sliding away from Envoy's angle. He probably couldn't tell whether
Envoy's preview, but like
well, I'm saying from Envoy's angle, like I could just tell because like I play the game all fucking day.
You would still be able to, if you just held an L trigger, you would still be able to clip him around that corner.
Well, yeah, he just hesitated because of this, because sprint to fire, like he just didn't get his gun up fast enough. If he like hit us, if he slid, he might have had a chance.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Our message is so P, I think. I'm just kidding. That was just a good pump from Kenny. I honestly think he he pumped it.
It was a good play, but if Envoy just held the L trigger, he was dead. Like Envoy went for a slide chow, which doesn't make sense when you have a guy one shot. Like,
yeah, nah. He
definitely misplay from Dale.
I think Dale just holds on to his L trigger there, and he's good. Like
over, yeah.
Kenny literally had no HP at all. He literally was completely one shot.
They could have also done a little bit better job of just aping. Like that guy literally chowed before the set before Envoy was ready.
Yeah, why did Hydra jump out in the hall?
It was such a slight timing.
Shimmy, like.
It was such a slight timing, but like, dude, that goes to show you, man. Like the differences between like winning a scenario and losing a scenario sometimes are literally a millisecond. Like it's actually insane.
Yeah, some people wanted me to pull up the Shotzi grenade in the beginning of the round. Do you guys think Shotzi did this on purpose?
He said it was on purpose. He said it was.
No way.
You think he's capping, Chris?
It has got, bro. He was trying to listen. He literally was checking to see if they were here, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna check the other side of the wall with the grenade." Then he saw them challenge. Like, bro,
He said,
to
Chris,
say that was
his
on
logic.
purpose is-
that
He's,
looked
because
no
Ken said
way,
it.
dude.
Ken said it in the interview. He said
does
his
it in
logic was that
eights.
he saw both and was assuming he was going to get double chowed, so he just threw the name in the air.
He saw both. When did he see both?
He said he
Through
saw
it.
both.
He probably did. He see him
that's
through
what
the
Ken
crack?
said.
Did he see him through the crack?
Wait, can we see? I want to see his arrow off the rip of the round. Like
Or was it
maybe
a
he.
stud?
won.
Ken,
There's no way
Ken
he
said that
saw
he
both.
knew that they were both
Nah,
here.
how?
Because he said it in
I
the
am
post crack.
requesting an optic lie detector video. Let's get to the bottom of this. Did he intend this or not?
I mean,
Ken
we'll
said,
know.
Ken said the Ant knew they were both here regardless. I don't know how he knew.
He said he saw the. Somebody said he
Okay,
saw the
there you
stun
go.
grenades. So they
So
threw
I think
two stuns.
he said he was operating under
maybe
the
the
assumption
tags.
that they were going to
Yeah,
push him.
if he saw 2 tags come over, then yeah, he probably knew they were there. If I mean, counting
Anyway,
tags
insane
is like,
play by Ant though.
Great play. Yeah, great play.
Yeah, well, listen,
counting
we'll give
counting
it to
tags
him.
makes sense if that's what he said. That makes a lot of sense.
We'll give it to him. Sure.
Yeah.
It would have
Gross
been
play
very
by Ant.
funny if he did that and then got the kills and then dated himself. That would have been pretty funny.
That would have been hysterical if that happened.
But man, what a series, no guys? What a fucking series.
Dude, Optic looked fucking good, man. I know it took a crazy LAT 5-1 loss, but like Kyler
They look at a hard
has
point.
been disgusting,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
They look good at
all
hard
of
point for
been
sure.
disgusting.
To be fair, I think they've all looked pretty good at times. I
They
think,
all have,
I think,
but, like,
I think Kenny
I'm-
struggled a little bit, but like Kenny's still
Yeah.
having his moments where he's kicking up. He's
I'm
still
giving Ken
making,
the benefit of the
he's
doubt
still making
till I
winning
see
plays.
him drop a 0.7 out on land, dude. I don't care. Kyler's been gross, dude. I know we've been talking about Shotzi and Dashy a lot, but Kyler's last couple series and just in general since he joined the team and Search specifically, he's been disgusting, man.
Yeah.
He's been
For
so
this
good.
Game though, it makes sense. Like that's why.
Oh, Kyler being good at this game was the easiest read of all time.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised that again, no team just made the choice before this Optic bullshit went down. Like, if you're a team in the league and you saw what kind of game you're playing, you saw how Kyler was playing in challengers. Like, how are you not pulling the trigger, getting him an offer right away, dropping whoever is
not
at?
even that, insta substitute offer. Like I'm like, there's like I would have been
Yeah,
like, yo,
yeah, I
yo,
mean,
you were trying to make some money in the
He
league.
wouldn't take that.
He's turning that shit down.
turning that
But
shit
either,
Yeah,
down.
maybe.
But either way, you make the offer. Like, if you're a smart GM on a team, like you're instantly trying to get Kyler on your team once you see what kind of game this is and how he's playing in challengers.
Well,
That's why you blow
Optic-
up when you know your ass, bro. Blow it up. There's no point in waiting.
well, Optic are going to play Toronto next week for the #1 seed. So excited to see that one and
Oh, that's gonna
who's
be
on
good.
top.
That's gonna be a fucking
gonna be good.
banger. Oh my god, I can't wait for that. Let's move on. Unless you have any final thoughts with Optic and Thieves. Any final thoughts on that
man.
series? Incredible series. Incredible.
These need Search work. Optic look good.
Then we go over to Atlanta FaZe going up against the Minnesota ROKKR. ROKKR get pooped on, and Atlanta FaZe win 3-1. We had a really back and forth close map #1 where Minnesota were able to win by 11 points there. But then FaZe comfortable in the S&D, 3-0 in the control, and win by 100 points or almost 100 points in the map #4. It was pretty clinical from them. We'll scroll down. We'll take a look at the stat sheet here. Almost a red carpet for the Minnesota ROKKR. It's Estrio who's saving them from that one with a 1.06. But everybody else, Geo 0.79, Nero 0.90, and a 0.58 from Paul X. With 7,200 damage, he has really been struggling in the kill department. I don't know what's going on with Paulie. When these guys first came out in the first couple of weeks, I thought Paul was a shooter, and now it's seeming like he's having a really, really hard time getting kills right now. I'm not really too sure what's going on with him, but he definitely needs to pick it up in the kill department. And then on the other side, it's a green carpet from Atlanta FaZe, a 1.09 from Abizi, a 1.40 from Celium with the most damage in the lobby, a 1.20 from Draza, and a 1.14 from Simp. We'll scroll down, take a look at the stat sheet. We'll take a look at the MVP. It's MC with a 1.18 in hardpoint, a 2.20 in S&D, and a 1.85 in a control. Celium has really,
He's back.
he's back, baby. He's back. He's been going absolutely insane. And I think it's just like what he
He's
said.
moving his left joystick, bro.
He's moving his left joystick. I think
He's
the most
moving his
important
left
part,
joystick, and I
after
love
hearing
it.
some things within the camp and hearing MC in
love it.
the interview, I think the biggest thing is just hard work, man. He's been working hard on to just making sure that he steps up. He's been putting in a lot of time. He's been working really hard in scrims, been watching a lot of VOD, and it shows, man. Like the extra work that this guy's putting in is definitely showing in his gameplay. He's been absolutely phenomenal. I've been loving the way that the terrorists have been playing, been running around the map together. I feel like Simp and Abizi have been on point. Just the way that they're bouncing off each other, almost like
Whole team
Snoopy and
kicked up, dude.
Purge. Yeah, the whole team kicked up, and then Draza, of course. I mean, that's what Draza's there for, to fill in the gaps and kind of be that kind of role player, that flex player. and he's been incredible as well. So all four of these guys really turning up. And then again, on the other side, just, really struggling. It was a great series from Estriel. I mean, the first map, I think it was Minnesota 2v4.
2v4 them.
Paul was 14 and 21, and Gio was 13 and 24 in the map one, and they still won the map. Estriel was 34 and 21 with a 1.62, and Nero was 30 and 23 with a 1.30. I don't know how FaZe lost his first map. This should have been a 3-0.
P1.
You
They
just
never,
P1,
they
Sam?
never got fucking
P1s?
P1 time.
I think they lost like 120 or more seconds on P1 for the total
You
of the
can
map.
hold a lot of time on Hacienda P1s, more than I think a lot of people think. If you have like the perfect setup and you have people in the right spots, I mean, you can lock that
That's
shit
what Ben,
down.
Ben made the point during the watch party. I'll let him.
Yeah, so basically, like P2 is such a money hill on this map that you feel like you focus if you don't have those spawns, try and flip them. But like the flip side of that, no pun intended, is like if you're just letting that guy live on P1, then you're not soaking the time that's available to you and taking what the map's giving you. And I think FaZe focused so hard on those flips, and then the first rotation on P2 they end up actually breaking, getting in, and getting all the time. But the next two P2s they didn't, and even though while they played defenses hill and the P4s, there's just not enough to close out this map. And I think they're slaying, even though only two people went off on ROKKR, I think they ended up outslaying FaZe in that first map by the end of the map, I believe.
Yeah. The map 3 too from FaZe was flawless. The control from FaZe was.
It's been their prom game mode so far this year, but
Yeah,
like that
Ben,
was.
you had mentioned that when you compare it to scrims, that they really haven't been showcasing how good they actually are on control, or at least you said Simp said that.
I talked to Chris, and Chris said that he felt from his POV they didn't adequately reflect how good they were in control. So I'm sure they put in some work after last weekend, and I mean that protocol control is everything we've asked the teams on that map. They do a good job of capping an offense, and they constantly hop in on off point B while they're pushing out the cuts, and they get the kills, and then they hop on when the other team's low on lives. They let them come to them GGs, and like every round is done in fucking 3 minutes. That's what we've been complaining that people haven't been doing on the map for a minute. So
Chris is Simp, by the way, for anybody who don't
my
know.
bad, chat.
Try and do the best you can to use gamer tags. There's been some people on audio, watching on audio and in the YouTube comments. They just don't know first names, so try to do the best you can there. But I want to go to you, Pat. Pat, Atlanta FaZe come out. They get the 3-1 victory. Only map they lost was an 11-point map one. What's going on here? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Minnesota? What are your thoughts on FaZe? Talk to me, Pat. Talk to me here.
I mean, obviously the record doesn't reflect it, but obviously I think FaZe is the best team in the game right now. This Minnesota squad, bro, like I don't understand. I really don't. I don't know what Paul's got on them, but it's time. Pull the trigger. Get somebody else in there.
wow.
All right. I mean, Paul didn't see. I feel like Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but wasn't Paul playing well the first couple weeks?
He wasn't playing like this bad.
Wasn't
like,
playing bad.
He was fine. The KD department damage was there, but like now it's like it's getting worse, and I don't know what it is.
Look, I'm not saying
he's
drop him
struggling
completely, but to the bench for sure.
Also, Paul was really good at search for them before.
They need to get a replacement in. This team is not even going to compete. If bro, I forgot who was the last player. If you can confidently go into every series ROKKR plays and go, I'm betting the Paul X under, and you're making money, it's a problem. And that's the case right now with the ROKKR. So
it's kind of too late now. They got, I think, one more week in the majors. So
I hate that logic though,
angle.
because then you're like, like we're already so deep into the season. Let's just go get shit on at the major, and then we'll fucking fix the problem. Like, no, pull the trigger now. Get the Yoda King, bro. Get somebody in there who can get some kills.
Get Illy in there.
I don't know. These guys have their system.
Gio had an even worse map than Paul did.
Gio didn't have the greatest series either.
He
So
had
like,
He had a
1,800
bad
damage.
map, but look at the overall, bro. The last few days, the last few matches, like this guy is dropping insane 0.5s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been really struggling, bro. I mean, we can't really sugarcoat it, I
will say Astro looks great after the break, by the way. He played really good at the minor, and he's been good. He's found consistency. Nero's kind of still doing his thing. Like, he hasn't really fell off too much. He's still playing well.
Him and Nero are the backbone of this roster. They're who you build around, if anything.
Every team's best players are their subs, Tom. I don't know, man.
I don't know if that's true, Sam.
It's true for like 10 teams.
Tom,
bro.
just imagine the ROKKR had
10 teams?
a star on the Amez, bro. Wow.
What team is that? Hold on, what top team is it not true on?
Dasher.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been talking about how Kyler and Ann have been also phenomenal. I think there's everybody.
Yeah, but I think Red's the best player.
I mean, I think for when you look at the top, I think when you look at Optic, I think Dashy's been insane. I think when you look at FaZe, I think Selim's been insane. I think when you look at fucking LA
LA
Thieves.
Toronto.
Toronto, Ben Beans has been playing good.
I think, but yeah, Beans has been great on Toronto.
Beans is not better than Joe or Toby right now.
He's still been playing. He's still been playing pretty good.
Beans has been more consistent statistically.
Yeah, Joe is fucking
Slasher on Carolina. Slasher on Carolina.
Whoa! Slasher was fried.
Gwynn's their best player.
But Gwynn's their best player.
And also, we gave Austin a pass because he got Kentucky fried by Boston.
Yeah, he got absolutely Kentucky fried.
No, we didn't talk about that one, but the revenge series did not work out for him yesterday.
Yeah. Also, Scrappy was arguing with me. Oh, you see 3 subs on some maps. Yeah, fucking good. Now we can actually see flexes be flex players. Listen, I'm tired of this shit, man. Okay?
I agree with that.
Black Ops 4, running a Maddox is not a flex player. You're not a flex. You're running a do-it-all gun that can do everything.
That gun was OP. People literally, I'll die on that hill.
A flex player is that in-between player that sometimes will pull out the sub to help the sub players or sometimes pull out the AR to help the AR player. And he'll bounce around and change his gun depending on different moments. Pat, I know you know a lot about that because you used to do that back in the day, Pat. You were that guy where your cousin was
It's one
switching.
of the most aware roles too, because if you have a very good flex player, it can change the game entirely, bro. Like World War II is a really good example, like recently, where if you had a player who was constantly swapping between an STG and a PPSH or even the bar at times, like, bro, it completely changed the dynamic of some hills. Like when you would hold, if you played like a really aggressive hold on London docks with 3 PPSHs, like that was, you could put people in a blender.
Yeah.
That is a flex player.
Now you're putting your flex player.
Yeah,
now you're putting your flex player in positions where you're seeing that second AR pulling out subs and pulling out a sub. You see Kenny doing it. You see other players
having
doing
to be aware of when to do it and why to do it.
I was going to say
100%.
I was going to say it's even better in this game because you can literally swap your weapon, your class, like as long as you don't shoot a bullet. So like you can be off spawn and be like, fuck, I gotta go bang this, part of the map, and I got an AR out. Bet I'm pulling out a sub.
You're
or like, I gotta go.
You have a sub. Like, let me switch to an AR.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we even see sub players sometimes pulling out ARs. Early on they were doing that. I know on Protocol they were doing that. I feel like I don't see it much anymore. And we know the subs just only get better as the year goes on. You start learning your timings, your routes, right? Like that's just kind of like normal COD 101. But I like that people are actually switching guns and there's actually a true flex. I hate when people are like, oh, you see 3 SMGs on some maps. Moron. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. There's actually a flex player.
I would get so tight hearing the term flex gun. What the fuck does that mean?
A flex gun.
You mean the gun that does everything?
Oh, man, it would piss me off. It would piss me off to watch
flex gun, bro. Flex gun.
You got to do it all. You got to do it all gun.
An AR player that got to play aggressive sometimes. That's what that gun meant.
Nah, in my opinion, it's just to do it all. You just do whatever you want. Just chat.
That's what I'm saying. You play like an AR, but sometimes you can be aggressive.
Yeah. 100%. So I'm actually glad that there's been a true flex. You guys have any other thoughts before we take a look? I wanted to take a look at next week's matches, and then I wanted to take a look at fantasy. I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts.
MC, dude.
MC's been great, dude.
I think like the awareness that he showed in the post game was like great. He just understood the skill ceiling of the team and how he needs to play in order to achieve that. And I've been hypercritical of him for fucking years at this point. And
These camps is his biggest haters.
Because bro, you see what he can do like last year during their Major 2 cycle when they were undeniable in the way that he was playing, and then the end of the season, EWC, the way he played, but those in betweens, he was just going back to the slower, like less engagement play style. When you look at the kid and he has all the talent in the world to be the best player in the game.
Also, granted, when did this whole MC era happen where he changed this? Because when he was coming up back in the old days, like IW, BO3, that guy literally would just fly and shit on everyone.
Bro, they literally won Cold War champs on that fucking APOC because he pulled out a sub and went on a streak. It's just been there the whole time. When he has a go button and he follows up his fucking teammates,
that's why
he's getting kills and getting crazy kills.
I don't know if it's like a coaching thing or if it's his teammates or whatever. It's probably everybody, but just like making sure that it's a constant thought. Because when he is playing the way that he played today and in the minor, this team is undeniable at times. So I'm happy that they have the awareness to be able to kind of hyperfixate on that a little bit, because he's disgusting when he's playing like that.
He talked a little bit in the post-series interview. I think it's, they had a good team talk. They've had a couple good team talks this year. They think about progress things and just working with their coaches, one-on-one VOD review, little things to constantly review the situationals and keep figuring out what the red lines are for you to make sure that you got to, decide when you got to play safe and try and make sure we don't flip, and when you can hit and go and take a risk.
Anybody else? Any final thoughts before we take a look at fantasy?
Now, FaZe, I think, has got Boston and C9, so they should be good value to probably get like the 5th or 6th seed. I think we'll see if they maybe get better. We'll see how the seeds work out.
All right, let's take a look at some of these matchups in fantasy. I'm going up against Crimsix. I was actually down up until that last match. What are we looking at now? Oh, yeah. We made the comeback. Big 6-5 victory.
Scroll down. Where'd you clutch up? What
I clutched up in hardpoint. My hardpoint damage, I was losing this over here. Wow, I didn't beat him by much either. I did not beat him by much.
Click the drop down on details next to hardpoint KD.
Yeah, Kleenex and Draza taking me to the moon, baby. Taking me to the moon slowly. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, the other one, but I get your point.
Take a look at damage here. Kleenex. Draza. I mean, Draza really kicked up in that last series. I'm pretty sure Draza pushed me over there.
Hey, Tom, are you barely winning 4v3?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Slay, I think, hold on. We got to talk about this because I don't think that matters.
I think it's average.
I think it just takes the average of the three.
It does matter for some, like bomb plants, for example. There are some.
Second, I lost to Ben on a tie. I'm pissed.
Nah, bro. Yeah, people were telling me that it didn't matter that it's a 3v4 because it's taking averages.
Not every category is an average. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
What is this? A win's a win. Fuck yourself. Win's a win,
Crib
baby.
does not care, bro. He's had put on there forever.
We got Ben J versus Sam, and it looks like Ben J takes it.
Go to the control. I lost on a tie.
No, I think it's rounding up, and I think it's not. I think it's rounded. I think it's rounded 1 decimal. No, I think I actually won this.
Bro, I lost that, and then go to the hard point. I lost by 0.1.
You did lose by 0.1.
Fraud win. You did, dude.
Fucking fraud win.
0.2 actually, but
0.2.
no, 0.1 in the hard point KD. You're right. Oh my god, Sam. There's no way, dude.
This is why we draft Simp with the number overall pick, because the guy does fucking everything, bro.
My French Phenom is not phenomenal.
Gets bloods, bro.
Yes,
my French Phenom is not phenomenal, man.
Your French Phenom is not phenoming.
No, he's not phenomenal.
Yeah, now the French Phenom. I mean, you need more from him. You need more. But that was a good matchup. Close matchup between Sam and Ben. What up? We got Pat going up against Colt Havoc. What do we got? Oh, Pat, you're slamming his guy. Yeah, he's slamming his guy, Pat. Come on,
he's
Pat.
got Paul. He's got Paul.
He's got Paul.
Oh, man. He's got Paul
right there.
Oh, man.
Wait, how's Nubby Roseman doing? How did fucking Nubby's team do? Ian's team.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. We got Team Nub.
Nubby Roseman, Howie Roseman.
Team Nub versus Team Parasite. Team Parasite wins it by 2, 6-4.
Let's go. Joe Celium kick up, baby.
Yep. Looks like
Joe Cell duo is feeding.
Looks like Nub had you in a hard point, Duarte, but you just took the S&Ds and the controls.
That's that Joe S&D.
It's that Joe S&D, baby.
It's that Joe Disease, man. I was about to say it's that Joe Woe.
In this fucking matchup.
I did.
And then
who's he got? Oh yeah.
And then the last one is between Kason and Gersh. Wow, Gersh is undefeated, bro. 6-5 win against Kason. Gersh has not lost. He's about to be 4-0, which is crazy. How the fuck is this guy? How's the social media manager at the top? Damn.
Nah, he's got like matchup cheese where like the players he's playing like aren't like that crazy. It's just that he's getting them on good like weeks. Does that make sense?
When will this update? When will it update?
Every match it updates.
No, but I meant like the standings.
Probably update on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, you play Gersh next week, so you play Gersh next week.
We gotta take this guy down.
I gotta take down these guys. I need a master class for my squad. I really don't think my squad is bad, but sometimes I'm just not getting. Bro, P-Dog's been hurting me a little bit. He's been hurting me a little bit.
Might have to hit the wire for P-Dog, Tom.
You know what I mean? What can I make changes tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow.
Wait, who's available?
Is Xnit available? Is Xnit there?
Go to free agency.
No shot he is.
Yes.
Where's free agency?
Well, I fear you have 2 subs, Tom.
Wait, Xnit is available?
But he's not like Xnit's getting like he's still gonna hurt you in a lot of other categories just because he's dropping kills.
Wait,
like
is Kicks available?
Fair enough.
Yes, I had to drop
free agency.
Kicks is available. Yep.
Dude,
Kicks.
Ben's a nerd, bro.
Purge is
available.
Oh my god, I'm ready to make some changes.
I might be hitting the wire.
Whoa.
I might be hitting the wire. Kremp's available too. I'm hitting the wire.
Holy shit! Listen,
pulling
I'm
the plug,
no
bro. I'm
comment.
blowing
I'm not
it.
gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say
I'm
nothing.
pulling the plug. I'm blowing
I just
it.
want to say that I got ridiculed for my team selection. I am frying in this league, so fuck all of
Your
y'all.
team blows.
Respectfully.
Brother, we
You
all
beat me
got
by fucking
ridiculed. We
0.2
all
in
got
6
ridiculed for our
categories
team
combined.
selections.
Doesn't matter how you get wins, just matters you get the
suck.
W's on
You're
the
a
board,
fraud and
baby.
You suck.
Fucking asshole. Take a
I
look
mean,
at
you
some
do,
of the
I mean, it
matches.
sounds like
Fraudulent.
oh, is Sam the Dallas Cowboys of our league?
Oh, come
another
on,
year,
dude.
another
Oh, yeah,
non
it says the
making
Giants
Damn,
fan. It
all
says
right.
the Giants fan, by the way.
Yeah, Giants are terrible. We got a
Yeah, how many Super Bowls have you seen, buddy, in your lifetime?
Shut the fuck up, Ben.
All right,
Well,
let's
I don't
lock
know if you
in.
want to take. I don't know if you want to take Purge, bro. They're playing FaZe.
Sam, don't talk to my friend like that. Let's lock in.
sorry.
All right, we
Fuck
got Boston Breeds versus Atlanta FaZe next week. That's going to be a big one. That's going to be on Friday. We also got Miami Thieves and Carolina
I'm sleeping in on Saturday
Vancouver.
again.
Yeah, Saturday's another rough day. I mean, Carolina, Miami could be a good one. Vegas.
Sunday's got like 2 Boston, LAT,
Wait,
Toronto, Optic.
whoa! Saturday is godlike.
Saturday's
Vegas
godlike.
versus LAG.
The blow it up
Vegas
bowl.
might get their
LAG
first win.
3-0. Anyway, Boston Breach,
No.
LAT, and
What the
Toronto
fuck?
Optic, bro. Let's go.
It's the blow it up bowl, I think. I think it's the blow it up bowl. And then you got Vancouver versus Minnesota. That's also going to be on Saturday. Look at Sunday. We got Boston versus Thieves, Atlanta versus Cloud9, and we got Toronto versus Optic. Sunday's going to be unbelievable yet again.
You know what, maybe unpopular opinion. Miami didn't play too bad in that last match. It's Miami Thieves match, the way Thieves' search is, and Miami looked a little bit better last week. And Miami's a pretty good respawn
Miami's getting
team.
skill diff, Ben.
I don't know, Sam.
They're
I don't
getting skill
know.
diff, Benja. I'm not letting you spew this narrative, man.
I don't know, man.
You guys want to do predictions? Let's do predictions. I'm going to
let's go,
start.
right.
I got Carolina over Vancouver. I got Thieves over Miami, and I have Atlanta FaZe over the Boston Breeds. But that one's going to be a good one. I know. I'm sure it's going to be a great series. Pat, who do you got? You could just kind of just go down the list.
Ravens, Thieves, FaZe.
Ravens,
Same.
Thieves, FaZe. Okay, so same as me. You same, Pat, Sam?
Yep.
What about you, Benjay?
Got Ravens, Thieves in a game 5 round 11 in FaZe.
Okay. What about you, Duarte? Everybody the same shit here?
So
We all the
everyone
same?
the same shit, bro.
Oh, wow. We're all the same here. Okay, absolutely. I didn't expect that. I thought some of you guys were going to mix it around a little bit. All right. Those are your predictions. Let's hop in. Let's do the pot. Let's get it going. Benjay, it's time. It's time, Benjay.
I've been a bit poor with the putter so far this season. Hopefully we can turn it around.
I mean, you got the first class ticket, though, the other week. I mean, that was a phenomenal putt
I mean,
from you.
I iced up when I needed to, but other than that, I've been pretty poor. So.
You did ice up, absolutely. Let's see what Benjay can do here, folks. Oh, I can't see. Ben, I can't see. Is it me or is it you? Nope, it's me. You're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Benjay stepping up to the green. Okay, the channel points are coming in hot. We got millions of channel points. 15 million on him making it, only 5 on him missing it. So a lot of people banking on a hit here, and he sinks the putt. Nice and easy. I thought it was a little too strong there for a second. But Benjay, the Iceman.
pace.
That's
Perfect
icy,
pace.
Benjay. That's icy from you, Ben. That's icy.
I know we needed a good W going into next week.
Yes,
Tom, you
sir,
know.
man. Joe Woe's calling you an onliner. Uh-oh.
Everyone's calling me an
Joe's- yo,
onliner.
wait,
What
Joe's
the
been
fuck?
chirping lately,
Yeah,
bro.
Joe
I got
has
beef
been,
with
bro.
Joe.
Joe Woe
The
is
fuck?
comedy.
Joe's
I got
feeling
beef with
himself in
Joe.
this
I hope
fucking
it's
chat,
cloudy
dude.
tomorrow, Joe, and you can't see out of your penthouse apartment, bitch.
Hey, Joe Woe's been fucking hilarious. I seen him in the chat. He's funny, man. He's a funny guy. But guys, any other final thoughts before we head out? Chris, Sam, Pat, Ben?
Nothing, man.
The standings are a little bit interesting right now. There's a big logjam of teams that are going to be 2-3, 3-2 right now. So going into Sunday, like Cloud9, for example, sitting like right on the cut. FaZe is
Flashbang.
one day sitting on the cut. We'll see how the tiebreakers break out, but I think Guerrillas, C9, Vegas are confirmed, and ROKKR is probably confirmed. So the 8 is potentially locked, unless like there's an upset here. FaZe losing kind of screws everything up.
Yeah.
And Vancouver can pretty much lock this in as well if they lose.
Can I
on
say
Friday.
something? Why isn't the minor tournament points going to
They're
the
stupid.
leaderboard? Yeah, what's going on? Because FaZe should have 50
Well,
points
so
here.
scroll up on this
champs.
page. Scroll up this page and go to the regular season. They haven't
I hate
updated
I
yet.
hate that the minor tournaments have nothing to do with the current qualifier. I hate it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it makes
same
no sense
thing.
when they
It's
are
a
a part
complete-
of
This is
the
also
fucking
wrong. It's not
qualifier.
updated.
Like,
Yeah, this
why
is
would
wrong.
you take a team out of like a format
They-
and make them
well,
play
hold on.
something
Guys,
completely
hold on.
separate?
I need to correct people in
stupid.
chat. If you watch the broadcast, they have shown the correct table. It does not go in after the major. The broadcast itself has shown the correct version of this. The website is completely wrong. Sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're
False.
Million spam in
False.
chat.
I just think 2 different formats is stupid.
False, Benjay.
Agreed.
False.
I think the minor
The
placement should matter
broadcast
towards
today
your
was showing
qualification.
wasn't the broadcast showing the broken standings today?
If you show that what the table they were showing you at the top, it says Major 1 standings. They show you because they've had to do this in the past. Where we get to the middle of the season, and you have overall points, and then you got the individual major points. They're trying to demonstrate to you over the time of today, like the storyline of what teams might be in and out of winners bracket for Major 1. It's just kind of a weird quirk with this format. I just don't know how best you can do it with outside of 2 tables, but it's kind of pathetic that the website is not updated accurately after last weekend.
I agree.
That's unacceptable.
I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm just gonna be honest. Like they gotta. That's unacceptable, honestly. Like how can they not update the standings? Makes no fucking sense. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for us. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Sorry about no show yesterday. But we had a good one today, and I appreciate everybody's support as usual, man. In the YouTube comments, the watch parties, the Twitch chat, just everywhere, bro. The community has been absolutely insane. So as always, just thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, man, for always supporting and always tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching. What the fuck did I just say? Like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out all the audio sites around. Go follow @theflank on Twitter. Ger's doing a phenomenal job running social per usual. Also, join the community. It's spotlighted on the Flank Twitter. It's spotlighted to the top of my Twitter account. So join the community if you haven't already. Some guy in the chat said, "Where's the putt? Game Bulldog." What are you, blacked out right now?
I stopped already, brother. You're too late.
And yes, guys, ZOOMAA.gg. We're working on some merch for you guys. Again, if anybody's listening, if you guys have, if there's any designers out there that want to cook up some merch, drop it in the community. If we like your design, we'll definitely use it, man. I know a lot of designers are always designing some cool shit. So if you guys are interested in maybe seeing your designs come to life, drop your designs in the Twitter community, or X community, whatever the hell you want to call it. But thank you guys all so much. I love you guys. ZooMAFIA to the moon. Take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys next time at another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy. That's what I'm talking about. Slowly.